The following video is strictly my opinion. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. Always contact your physician before beginning any regimen. Hello, everybody. I want to talk about a few of the things we did in 2019. You know, we're well into a new year here, and we're looking on doing more. But we made some really good accomplishments in 2019, and then we're going to talk about what needs to be done in 2020. One of the first things I'm proud of is we did our part to help get rid of Scott Gottlieb, the FDA director. Nice guy, but we didn't need him. And so you're like, well, how do you do that? You know, because everybody's like, well, how do we get rid of the FDA director? He just resigned. Yeah, this is what took place the week before. The week before Scott Gottlieb resigned, we did an operation on our Facebook profile, or my profile and page, which no longer exists. They got deleted because of it, but it was worth it. I do miss a lot of my friends that were on that, but it was worth it. So what we did was Operation Black Flag. I made a post on there, and I had 5,000 friends on my Facebook profile. And I got everybody to go to Donald Trump's Facebook page at 12 o'clock. And we did this every day for like a week. And then he resigned. But we went to Donald Trump's Facebook page, and everybody made a post that over and over again from 1,000 people says, fire the FDA director, drain the swamp, save lives, stop the opioid epidemic, natural is best, right on, anatomy I am kratom. Another one is fire the FDA director, drain the swamp. Everybody went on there and said fire the FDA director. Everything opened with that. And so I got some screenshots of that. You can just pause it on that if you want to read some of them. But yeah, everybody did that. And I can't believe it worked. You know, I don't want to take full credit. I'm just going to say I helped. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say I got the FDA director fired. But we helped. So yeah, the whole week before the FDA director resigned, that's what we did. At least 1,000 of my friends, maybe more, went on Donald Trump's Facebook wall every day at 12 o'clock and made posts saying fire the FDA director. Well, I guess FDA director made it easy on him and he resigned, but we weren't going unheard. We had had enough of his ass. I mean, that guy was blatantly corrupt. I mean, why would you go attack something the way he did over and over again, make up absolute lies about it, like the 40 kratom related deaths, trying to mislead the public about something that's safer than peanuts. So anyway, yeah, that's what we did. Here's a few more. I got 3 more here. So yeah, if you want to read it, just pause the video and feel free to read some of them. I'm holding that right side up, yep. And over and over again from all kinds of different people. And some really good friends. But the same day the FDA directors resigned, they sent me a message, all right. My Beaufort Kratom Facebook profile was taken down, and then the next day my Beaufort Kratom page was taken down. I still have my personal profile, Mike Harris, but they got taken down. So was it worth it? I don't know, but it made me feel good to do my part. So another thing we did, I don't have a paper on this. Another thing we did in 2019 was, well, I guess the 2018 election, we had gotten a new congressman in South Carolina. It was Congressman Joe Cunningham. Well, as part of being an advocate for Kratom and the owner of Beaufort Kratom, I reached out to my congressman and told him what was going on. Well, initially, he had never heard of Kratom, you know. And typical, a lot of people haven't. Hard to do when the YouTube videos get taken down. But so yeah, I told him about it. And first now, before I get too far in this video, let me make a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I'm not going to claim that any medical claims of any type that Kratom can cure, treat, or mitigate any disease. I am just an advocate. and a vendor. And so you got to say these things because they look for any reason to take a video down. So anyway, I reached out to my Congressman Joe Cunningham. He was a Democrat, which is unusual. We normally had a Republican congressman here, but when it comes to this, don't get partisan because it don't matter. The people that attack Kratom don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. They will corrupt you all just the same. So on this here, didn't really matter. And I reached out to him, tell him what it did, and we actually helped out one of his family members with Kratom to prove that it worked. And it was great. So now he's an advocate. And so, we're trying to get, we had like a bunch of shipments seized, and we're trying to get help with that. But eventually we got talking with the American Kratom Association, and one of the problems was we need to get this Kratom Consumer Protection Act passed on a federal level. Right now we got a lot of states being attacked on that, and some states that are voting it in. But we need that passed on a federal level. So Congressman Joe Cunningham has agreed to sponsor the American, it's the Kratom Consumer Protection Act, a lot of words there, on a federal level. This is great. He's been in touch with the AKA. They have each other's cell phone numbers now, and this year things are going to happen. The AKA is supposedly, they tell me, are going to introduce this on a federal level, and that'll take care of a lot of the states, especially states that don't have any legislation on Kratom, like South Carolina. So that's good. That's another accomplishment we made in 2019 that I'm proud of. And now 2020 is going to be an interesting year. It's you can tell this is the year they want to attack the hell out of Kratom. But there's a lot of different things happening. Let me look here. I had one Ohio here. Let's see here. So a lot of different things happening. I got 2 bills that are in Ohio. So we'll just roll through them here. So Ohio is supposed to vote on the Kratom Consumer Protection Act. That would be House Bill 318. We have, let's see, this one here is Missouri. So Missouri is voting Friday for the Kratom Consumer Protection Act. So you need to talk to now these, let me separate this because a lot of people don't know. You have state representatives and you have congressmen or federal representatives. So on these, you want to contact your state representative and your state senator, not your congressional senators or congressmen. So, and you want to tell them, hey, on these 2, please vote for it. And the more people that call your senators, your state senators or state or representatives, the better. If enough people call them, they're like, oh man, I don't want any bad flack out of this. So they'll go with it. They're all about making their constituents happy. Supposed to be, anyway. So now Maryland is voting to criminalize Kratom this year, and it is House Bill 283. So make sure y'all get on it, or you can kiss Kratom goodbye in Maryland this year. So House Bill 283 for Maryland. If you're from Maryland, contact your state representatives. Now here's one. Talk about giving the fox control of the hen house. Pennsylvania has a bill here. It's called House Resolution 460, and where they want to give the FDA full control in the state of Pennsylvania of whether you can have Kratom or not. We kind of know where that's going to go, right? You better get on it. You're going to lose it. So there's that. And then we got Michigan Senate Bill 433. Okay, they are going to criminalize Kratom. It's going to take honest, hardworking, innocent people and turn them into criminals in Michigan. Okay, they're doing the same in New Jersey. They're going to criminalize the manufacture, sale, and possession of Kratom. Because some of these states it's illegal to sell it, but possession, no legislation. So if you just have a little bit of kratom in your pocket in New Jersey, if you don't get on this and contact your representative, kiss it goodbye. Yeah, that's let's see, New Jersey Assembly Bill 2236 tells you they got a lot of bills up in New Jersey. High numbers like that. So now Virginia, much like Pennsylvania with the putting the FDA control, in Virginia you got Joint Resolution 39, and they want to give the Board of Pharmacy control of whether kratom should be legal or not. That's the fox in front of the hen house right there, buddy, because your pharmacies have a lot to lose by legalizing kratom. I mean, like, okay, so you got the Suboxone and methadone clinics. Of course, they hate kratom. But who are they buying the product from? The pharmacy. They're all corrupt, in my book. So you don't want the Board of Pharmacy to be in control of the idea whether you can have kratom in Virginia. Of course, Virginia right now has a lot of messed up legislation. They're trying to take your guns away up there. So what we got here, let's see. Same thing, Board of Pharmacy. They're trying to, Representative Scheer, and this is Ohio. So, yeah, they're doing something with the Board of Pharmacy up there, and they're going to revise the codes for the sale of kratom. Now, this one is House Bill 318. So I should have put that with the other Ohio bill, but like I said, there was two of those. So contact representatives in Ohio, please, or you're going to be in trouble. Now this one here, there's this sheriff in Mississippi that thinks he knows more than anybody, and that kratom is just bad. It's so bad. So there's Senate Bill 2084, Senate Bill, and for Mississippi, y'all better get on that, and you need to talk to the sheriff that's pushing all this too. Yeah, they just, there's a lot of bills going on. So I mean, the fact that you got so many states getting hit at once, it's their new method of attack. You know what I mean? They tried to outlaw it on a federal level with the DEA in 2016. They've done a lot more after that. You know, the DEA was cool. They looked at it. They had a third party investigate it and go, we don't see a problem here. You know, so the DEA is actually an honest, as far as I know, government organization. They put it aside. But the FDA is corrupt as hell. They've been corrupt since Bill Clinton was president, maybe even longer. You know, because it was back then they made it easier for pharmaceutical drugs to get approved. You know, basically a pharmaceutical company gives the FDA $1.5 million and paperwork says they tested it themselves and they get an FDA approval. Well, that just leaves it wide open for corruption. Lastly, let me see, I got anything else? Yeah, lastly, let me tell you this one. Facebook, I swear, is about to give me PTSD. Social media has just been this plethora of these little backdoor vendors. They don't test kratom. They don't care. They're buying it from anybody that'll sell it to them. You know, you might as well make a post on Facebook that has kratom in it and make it public, because as soon as you do, you're going to have all these scam artists from Indonesia sending you a message and friend requests and messenger all your friends trying to sell you kratom, and they'll act like they have a big farm, and they don't. They're buying it from the market. The market doesn't care where the kratom comes from. They buy all kinds of things and resell it. For all you know, they peed on it before they took it to the market. The market doesn't test it, and then they're selling it to you. And I can't match that. You might as well just go right to Indonesia and take your luck. You know, see what you get. Don't recommend it though. That's a third world country, and if you don't know where it comes from, you don't know what you got. So lastly on that, let me see. What do we do? This is a profit and loss statement from 2019. I covered a lot of this because it's really nobody's business, but this one line I left open here. We spent $62,000 plus 62 is 62,800 $866. That's what we spent on testing our Kratom in 2019. That's a lot of money. And what did we test for? Well, we test mainly so that I know that I'm not selling you anything that could get you sick. But there's another thing we test for too, is potency. We want to know that how strong the Kratom we're getting you is, right? And that's important to know what you're getting, because like say if 1 month you're using something, that's say it's a 1.5%, which is an average amount of the nitrogenine content, but then I get something. My next batch of, say, Super Select has, say, a 2.41%, right? Well, if you're going to go take your normal, say, if you're doing capsules and you're using 8 capsules, well, you go take 8 capsules of something that just went from 1.5% to 2.4%, you're probably not going to feel good. This is something we provide to everybody at Beaver Kratom. If you want to know what we have, and a lot of people do that, they'll call us up and they'll say, well, I want green, and what good greens you got right now? And my staff is happy to look up the lab test for you, tell you what it is, email you a copy of it, and then you decide from there. Now keep in mind, like say, if we have 2.4 in this brick, but say another brick is say 2.36, well, one of these might be in capsules, one might be in powder, right? And then we'll know, but you're like, well, I want this 2.4 in capsules. Well, we've already bagged it and have it available in powder, and it's a first come, first served deal. I mean, when it's gone, it's gone. But then we'll give you another lab test, because that's something else too, is these are some of my high tests from 2019 that we're proud of. We had 2.8, 18th of April. We had 1.71. Oh, here, let me back up. There's April. We had this one right here in August. Here's another one from April. It was 2.36%. Here's one from May. 2.41%. Those are our record highs for some of those months. And but everything, this right here, what I got in my hand, okay? Because we test everything. This is what I have in stock right now, this minute, that you could order on our website and we can provide a test for. That's what we tested for the stock we have in right now. And we test everything. We do. A lot of vendors will test once a year. I've seen some vendors have it on their website. It tests it's 2 years old. We test every brick. Every brick behind you is tested. When it goes out for testing, it's given a lot number. This number up here, that's a batch number. So like say, if they sent us in 6 bricks of evergreen, that's evergreen. If they sent us six bricks, but it was done in 2 different batches, then I'll have a different number. So right here, this is 135, 135, 135. But up here I got batch 131, evergreen, there we go, batch 140. Batch 140 is different than batch 135. So I have to test this. And I have to test this. And so everything, you want those results, all you can do is call up our website. Call us up. My staff, that's what they're there for. They're there to answer your questions. Anybody gives you a hard time, you let me know. You won't, though. I have the best staff in the world. I love them. They're like family. And I think you'll find them to be your family, too. So, but it's not just the potency tests either. We always test the heavy metals and the bios. Make sure there's no mold, things like that, and then make sure there's no heavy metals. Because that's the thing. You might think, you might buy from some backdoor vendor, right? Doesn't test anything. And you take some like, oh, I didn't get sick. Well, it must be great. Well, if you're consuming heavy metals, you're not going to get sick now. You're going to get sick a couple years from now. So, at your own risk. But here's the worst part. And I'm going to finish with this. I like to help people. So, I get a friend request from this guy on Facebook. right? And he's telling me about himself, and he's on disability, doesn't have any money. I tried to FaceTime him. He didn't answer, but he sent me a message back, said he was deaf. That's why he's disabled, and FaceTime doesn't do any good. And I just took him at his word. I know why now, though. But this guy didn't have money, and so I wanted to send him Kratom, And I looked at he makes a lot of posts about Kratom. And so I was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you some Kratom. You got 3,800 friends on Facebook, so I'll send you some Kratom. And if you like it, make a nice post about me and we're even. I'll be glad to help you. So I did that and I ended up doing it 3 times. Never made a post about me. Then later on, I see where he's in several of these Facebook groups. And these, I'm like done with Facebook groups. All these Facebook groups that are out to help people are vendors. I mean, at least we're honest about it. We have a group called BFTK. It's Buford Kratom, abbreviated. It's right there in it. We said this is our group for our customers. Got any questions? Here we are. Oh, you want to see a lab test? Hey, we'll pop it up on the site for you. Anything you want, we're there for you. It's another way for us to be easily available to everybody that's there. And we get these friend requests from people or join requests from people that are other vendors trying to message our people. But let me get back to the worst one of 2019. Because that's what we're talking about here. It's all the things that took place in 2019. So one of the worst ones I ran into, the guy, not telling anybody, he's got disabled. I've sent him Kratom, and he never makes a post about it. And then I see in a group where he's constantly advertising this other vendor. I mean, he's like, this guy's a vendor, right? And he's got a website and everything else, and he's acting like that with me and getting me to get him free Kratom. And I'm trying to figure that out. I'm like, well, heck with this. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I just unfriend the guy. I block him. But then about a week later, I get a phone call from law enforcement in Tennessee wanting to know why I'm mailing them Kratom. Because that's where his address was from, you see, on his Facebook. Now, before I unfriended him, it all of a sudden said Georgia. But at the time, it said Tennessee. And so, I sent that to the address he gave me. I never checked it to make sure it was a real address. I'm sending Kratom to DEA in Tennessee. That's dirty. I mean, it's bad enough that we got people trying to attack it. They're attacking Kratom on a legal level. And, it's bad enough that as a vendor, you're getting attacked by government organizations like the FDA. But when a vendor attacks another vendor, that is the worst thing you could do, and it could ruin it for everybody. Not just me. It could ruin it for everybody. I'm not here to make money. I'm here because I use Kratom. It helps me. And I help thousands of other people. But that's the worst. That's the worst thing that happened in 2019. So I gave you the best. We got rid of Scott Gottlieb in 2018. And the worst of these backdoor vendors buying garbage, making fake profiles to get on Facebook. And okay, it's unethical. You want to make a fake profile, that's fine. But to get me to feel bad for you and send Kratom, and that was the thing too, and this was the trick. This is what he was trying to do. Because he kept saying, I had sent him Kratom 3 different times. Well, this just doesn't do it. I need extract. This SOB was trying to talk me into sending extract to Tennessee, where extract is illegal. So it's not bad enough that he's trying to steal my customers. Because I found that out later. He's been sending messages to all my customers. So it isn't bad enough that he does that. He's trying to put me out of business altogether. That's wrong. I would never do that to nobody. Wouldn't even make a fake Facebook thing anyway. It just, why? I mean, is it like your get rich quick scheme or something? Keep doing it. You'll realize you Kratom business is not something you want to be a part of. I can't shop on eBay now. I'm banned from half the banks. I'm banned from PayPal. I used to love eBay. I can't even buy a biscuit on eBay. I can't buy a piece of toast with Jesus Christ's face on it on eBay now. So anyway, the best and the worst of 2018. But regardless, we at Buford Kratom, we love you. We're here for you. If you got any questions, always call our phone. It's what it's here for. 843-812-5631. Myself or my staff is always happy to answer your questions. And